Shalom everyone, I'm Shalev and I am one of the 2019-2020 ShinShinim. And sadly, as you know, there are no ShinShinim in Toronto this year. So I am here making this video about Tu B'Shvat in Israel. So, let's get started! As you know, I am an Israeli, and as an Israeli I get asked a lot, isn't Israel a huge desert? Or do you ride camels? Now, Israel does have a desert, and this desert behind me takes almost 60% of Israel's land, and only 8% of the population live here. And yes, we do have camels, but I think I can talk on behalf of all of us when I say that we prefer taking the car, bus, or train. And let's return to the desert. Living in the desert can be extremely hard. At day, it is burning hot, and at night, it can be freezing cold. And the lack of rain doesn't make it any better, because it makes it harder to grow things like vegetables and fruit. As you know, Canada is a huge country. It's the second largest by size. But Israel is a small country. It's the 153rd largest country in the world by size, making it closer to the end of the list than to the beginning of it. So that means we need to use every piece of land that we do have. And that is why Israel has started blooming the desert. We are now at a place called Tel Achish. This place is 3,000 years old, and it was the second largest city in the Kingdom of Judea, right after Jerusalem. This place was destroyed by the Assyrian Empire, but back then and up until today, people grew grapes in this area. So today, we are going to visit a vineyard not far away from here, in a moshav called Lachish, to see what Israel is doing in order to bloom the desert. So, let's go! So, we are now here in Moshav Lachish with a farmer called Dudu. So, Dudu, do you want to tell us what do you do here?
Yes, hi. In fact, I'm a grapes grower. It's a little bit different than a farmer. Moshav Lachish is a village that work 100% around agricultural, all around us. We are specialized in table grapes, and apparently it seems like historically we are based near the old city of Lachish, which was ruined about 800 BCE, and evidence shows that the Jewish at that time used to grow table grapes in here. The location of Lachish is in the mid-country, somewhere between the North Negev and the inland. So we are an hour from, or 45 minutes from Beersheba, but we are about an hour from Jerusalem. Okay, so the area here is usually around 200-300 meters above sea level, which is a very, very good and ideal height for table grapes. Okay.
So, how do you grow grapes here?
Okay, first of all, about grapes. We grow about 30 varieties of grapes. Some of them are classical varieties, some of them are varieties that were developed in Israel. So we are growing grapes all over the year, and we are harvesting about seven months a year. Now, in this place, of course, to grow grapes you need land, you need labor, you need money, and you need water. So all the three things, you have this and this availability. But about water, all the water here is recycled water. So in that way, we prevent the recycled water to go to the sea, and then we mix up with this water, which is, of course, water sometimes from sewage, from etc., from the cities. It's coming to here. It's not going to the sea, so it's keeping the sea clean in one way. In the other way, we purify it in the way, and then we use it to grow the grapes in the best and safe way in terms of health. Okay.
So, Dudu, are there things you cannot grow in this area?
Well, of course, in nighttime here in the winter is very cold. So it means that vegetables, for example, most of the vegetables it's impossible to grow here because the temperature can fall to 0 degrees in the evenings or in the nights. So for the grapes, it's very good. For vegetables, it's impossible. Also, there is a big hype now with avocados. Now we can't plant in here avocados because of the risk of the cold. So what we do in here is mainly grapes. We grow also flowers or green leaves as a fillet for bouquets, and this is also been exported to Netherlands, most of it. Okay?
Do you prefer living somewhere else?
Not at all. I choose to live in here. The life of farming or growing, you know, you live in a circle, you live with the nature. My home is here, my house is here. It's very close to the fields, and this kind of work is a way of life. It's not a job like any other job. It's a kind of a way of life.
So, Dudu, can we maybe try some of the grapes?
Yes, of course. This is making me happy. Here, professional cutter.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for the grapes.
You're welcome. Labriyut.
So I would like to thank you, Dudu, for hosting us. Thank you for this tour, it was really nice, and thank you for teaching us.
You're very welcome.
Visiting the Negev was fun, but now I want to talk about what Tu B'Shvat really is. In Israel, many people call this day Rosh Hashanah Lailanot, which literally means the New Year of trees. And many people treat this day as an ecological awareness day, and many trees are planted across the country as a way of celebration, including this tree behind me that I helped planting a few years ago on Tu B'Shvat. Did you know that Israel desert used to be way bigger, but Israel is shrinking it by planting forests? In the 19th century, Israel had 0 forests, but today, Israel has more than 280 of them. And that's thanks to the Jewish National Fund that planted more than 185 million trees across the country and making a lot of national parks, including this park. This national park is called Canada Park. And now you might be wondering, why is it called after your country? The reason it is called this way is because Jewish communities across Canada, including your community, helped raise more than $15 million, which is worth about $80 million today, just to create this amazing place. Today, donation by Canadian Jews to the Jewish National Fund are used in order to preserve this amazing park. And like this place, you can find many more unique parks and forests across Israel. Israel has a very diverse geography for its size. But while the desert takes up most of Israel's land, most Israelis, including myself, live in the coastal plain, meaning we live close to the beach. But Israel also has many hills, and some of those hills also get snow during the winter season. The most popular one, Mount Hermon, also has a ski resort. So next time that you're in Israel, don't forget to miss out the amazing nature it has to offer. From the rivers, hills, beaches, and desert. I hope to see you here soon. But until that we can all safely travel again, all I can do is wish you a Tu B'Shvat Sameach.